So where is the fuel filter on a 7th gen Toyota Celica? Well, it's in the fuel tank, and this is not it. To access the fuel pump and the filter assembly, you have to pop these catches loose underneath the seat, right here. And all you have to do to do that is stick your fingers underneath the seat, give it a good tug, it'll pop loose. Once you get that up, and then you'll see that cover right there, which is just glued down around the edges. You just pry that up gently so you don't warp it and twist it. And then you can disconnect the electrical wires and take out a circle of bolts. Once you pry the sheet metal cover up, you'll be looking at a circle of small bolts. Take those small bolts out, and that'll loosen the whole tank assembly. Take this line off by squeezing these two tabs in and pulling on it. And that one was already taken off. It can be a real pain to get off. And this one, these ears have to be pushed back in just a little bit to get it to release. Now take that back, not back in a little bit, they have to come out a little bit. Each one of the ears has to be pried back, like that. And then it'll clear the safety clip. Pull that back out of there. And then this line will just lift up out of there. Like I said, you'll be working through that small hole where that panel comes off of. And then the whole assembly can be pulled up out of there. As you can see, I did this after I did the other part of the video, but we won't tell anybody. This is a Toyota fuel pump housing. It has the pre-filter sock, and everybody wants to know where the fuel filter is on a Toyota Celica. It's in the tank. The pump sits right about here, and the filter is, I believe, this part right here. We're going to take it apart and I'm going to show you exactly where it is, but it's inside of this. So if you're going to replace the fuel pump, underneath the seat you find this ring. Take the bolts out. This all pulls straight up out of the tank. I've already removed the sending unit off of it. I'm using it for my street rail project. Anyway, see if we pop this thing off here without destroying it. It is not going to cooperate. Yeah, you see my workbench is kind of dirty here. I don't plan on reusing any of this. As a matter of fact, by the time we're done, it's not going to be reusable because I want to show you what's inside of it. So there, you're starting to get to where we can access the pump. Push that tab right there down. Yeah, that's not going to be as easy as I thought it was. Anyway, you just got to push that tab down enough and it'll release the clip. Wanted to fight me there a little bit. Same thing on the bottom. This clip. Those little tabs that holds the pump in. And then the pump pulls out the bottom. Very easily. Sure it does. I wouldn't lie to you, it comes out. All right, had to push it out. It's got a little corrosion on it. A lot of people call this the filter. This isn't really a filter, it's a pre-filter for the pump to keep big pieces of trash from going in the pump and destroying it. The Toyota filter is actually inside of here. The pump pumps fuel up. The fuel pump pulls fuel in through this pre-filter, pushes it out through this port, sends it up into, hope you can see it on the camera there, through that little port right there. Fuel goes through all that and comes out of here and out the top, out of the tank. The fuel being pumped into this filter area by the pump has a pressure relief valve right here. That's what controls the pressure that goes to your injection system on a Toyota. The fuel pressure relief, the fuel pressure regulator is inside the tank right here. See if I can even pull this one out. There it is. Ooh, isn't that pretty? If you run one of these pumps, or if you put your ear near the tank, you can hear the pump running. You can probably hear a little fuel sloshing around, and that's where the fuel sloshing around at. It's the fuel that's bypassing the filter. This is a Toyota Celica, 7th generation Toyota Celica fuel filter. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this thing open. Told you I wasn't concerned about damaging those clips. And there you have it. 7th generation Toyota Celica fuel filter. Let's go over to the bench and take it apart. Alright, here we are. So it looks to me like fuel flows in on one side and we have just a paper filter, so the fuel must come in on one side and flow through and out on the other side. Let's see how it gets there. First of all, let's see if we can pull this out of here. Let's see how much. Yeah, so there's quite a bit of filter area for a fuel filter. That's why they last so long, I guess. All right. You can see a little bit of an inner liner right there. So the filter must go in through there. There's little ports right here. Yeah, it's slightly glued in place on the ends. So it looks like fuel comes up through here, goes into this little chamber right here, and is immediately relieved right there through a little port in the bottom of that hole. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but that's the pressure relief. and then it's pumped through the filter. Which side it goes into and which side it goes out of, I don't know, but anyway, that's all you ever needed to know about a 7th gen Toyota Celica fuel filter. Putting it all back together is just reverse order of taking it apart. Drop the fuel pump into there. Make sure that your outlet on your fuel pump lines up with your inlet on your filter so that they go together like that. And when you get ready to put the cover on the bottom, make sure you put this rubber piece back in. I believe a new pump will come with a new rubber dampener in it. And then snap, pumps back in. I believe we've answered the question of where the fuel filter is in a 7th generation Toyota Celica. I hope this answers some questions for some people, and thanks for watching. And now I got a mess to clean up. The fuel pump pulls filter in through the side. The fuel pump pulls fuel, not filter.